Sorry for a little delay. I finally have the opportunity to calm myself down after the Heat game, which I'll talk about in the next video. But until the negative video, let's talk about a positive video. The Florida Panthers have finally conquered the Game 1 curse. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Game 1 curse, if you're not a Panthers fan, you just happen to upon this video. Game 1 curse for us is basically every Game 1 we play in the playoff series, we always end up with an automatic L. It's been like that ever since that one win in 1997. And since 1997, we were winless in Game 1. We were winless. So, to finally conquer it tonight against the Toronto Maple Leafs, who played very good hockey. I gotta tell you, this has been, forget the win for a second. This has been an entertaining game. It's been an entertaining game, and I will say this to Toronto fans, that was a good game. That was honestly a good game, and honestly, I really didn't stress too much about this game as much because we've already accomplished the impossible, and we did something that we hardly done in a while, and that's to go back to the second round anyway. But to do that back to back, and to do that against the best team in the NHL, the Boston Bruins, I already had that satisfaction. But the Florida Panthers decided it was not enough. And of course, it was never enough. We want the Stanley Cup championship. So let's talk about this game. For the first time since 1997, we won Game 1. And we won this game 4-2. And we start off with the goal from Nick Cousins. We start in Game 1 in Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Canada. Nick Cousins starts off with the goal, 1-0 Florida. And I will say this, Bobrovsky was a menace. He played great. He played absolutely great to stop a lot of goals. He saved 34 to 36 shots, and he gave up 2 of those goals, which were really nice goals by Toronto. For Samsonov, he played great too. There were a couple of hiccups with him early on, but Florida's offense was proven to be too much for Toronto, surprisingly, given the fact that Toronto actually had our number in the regular season, and Samsonov always was a good goalie. But we caught them by surprise with Toronto having their series curse end as well. But yeah, Cousins start off with the 1-0 lead. Then we go to the second period, where in the second period it was actually tons of changes from both sides. But eventually, 7 minutes, nearly 8 minutes into this period, it was Bennett with the shot in, and it was a good goal. It felt like Samsonov was caught off guard with that shot. But however, that didn't take long because Matthew, I think it was Matthew Nyes. I could be wrong. I have to apologize. Gets one in very quickly for Toronto to get it back within 1. So the score is now 2-1 Florida. Then later on, Michael Bunting, who has been a I'm willing to say a Kachuk type of player who has less discipline and caught himself suspension in that Tampa series. He comes back in and makes a really nice goal that completely caught Bobrovsky off guard, makes that swift move, and it puts it into the back of the net to tie the game 2-2. I'm like, wow, good goal. That was a really good goal. I was expecting much worse. And don't worry, I did expect much worse, but I'll talk about that in the next video. But because of the game one curse, I was like, I didn't expect too much of it. Then afterwards, Verhaeghe gets one in. Swagger is back. Makes the game 2-3, 3-2, Florida. Then we go into the third period. In the third period, goalie battle. It's been a goalie battle. Barely anyone was able to get to the back, especially Toronto. Toronto came close on numerous occasions, and hence that explains why Bobrovsky's save was really good in the third period as well. Nobody's able to score in the third period, but Florida did, and it was Montour. Brandon Montour with a good shot, and he puts one into the back and net to make it 4-2, and that is their final score of this game. But it didn't end there, because there was a double minor from Sam Bennett to go to the penalty box. By the way, speaking of penalties, Florida's penalty kill has improved in this series so far. I don't want to jump to the conclusion yet, but we didn't give up a power play goal, but we didn't score a power play goal either. But there's an improvement with the penalty kill, because granted that in the Boston series, we gave up consistent power play goals against Boston. It felt automatic. But this one, much improvement over Boston series. And this one, in this Toronto series, so far has been a pretty good game. Pretty good start so far. So I hope this continues on to game 2, which is Thursday. So Nick Cousins gets a point. Matthew Tkachuk gets another point. Sam Bennett, Aaron Ekblad, Bennett again. Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk has 2 points in this game. 3 points. But for Toronto, nice. Matthews, Morgan Riley, Michael Bunting with this first point. Bakali, Jarkronk, and Ryan O'Reilly gets those points for Toronto. Carter Verhaeghe gets his third point, which Duclair's assist, that's his point, as well as Barkov gets his 6 points of the playoff of this playoff season. And Tkachuk with another assist, that's his 9th point, as well as Barkov's with his 7th. So each of those players, much effective players, gets the points. And yeah. So then next up, Thursday, Florida Panthers versus Toronto Maple Leafs. We hope to continue the momentum. And I gotta say, in the bonus comment, it's really nice to see the words FLA Lead Series 1 to know. It's really nice to see that. I never got to see that in my entire life, ever. This is something that I never got to see in my lifetime. I was born after the Game 1 win, and I was born after Florida Panthers even made it to the Stanley Cup. So this is something that I never got to experience in my entire life. I never got to experience a Game 1 winner for Florida Panthers, and I never even got to experience a winning game in the second round ever. Because you got, and I don't mean to bring back bad memories, but last year we made it to the second round, first time in '96, right? That was 27 years ago right now. At that time was 26 years ago. Remember this. We made it to the second round, but we didn't win the second round at all because we got swept by you know who. So this has been a pretty historic night. I will say this, though. This win outweighs the bad, which I'm about to talk about. So stay tuned for the next video. So, yeah, folks, that's going to do it for this video, folks. If you have liked this video, hit the like button and subscribe more content because Miami TVG has it back. When he does, he'll be right there with the entertainment you deserve. Go Panthers. We start off good for once. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Good night, everybody.